1 million white children that have been raped in racially and religiously motivated crimes by people of his community. How is my community supposed to reconcile the fact that they opened up their doors, gave refuge to people that said, please let us come here for a better life, and then what do? Rape, rob, extort, terrorise and kill our people, and you expect us not to be angry at it? Same, right? So your home doesn't exist. It's been populated by lots of people. There's no such thing as Asians or Pakistanis, and it'd be perfectly fine if we were to wipe you out. Let's take your lands, let's take your identity, let's rewrite your history so that you're not part of it and make you not exist.
Nothing hits harder than a British woman standing her ground and ripping apart the shameful propaganda Muslims are building in the heart of UK. This Islamic preacher, with a manufactured calmness, thinks he can shame Katie Fanning for wanting her own people to survive. Until she unleashes the unfiltered truth about what people like him are doing underneath the same mosque they claim to worship in. This is one of those encounters that leaves people speechless for all the right reasons. Here's the scary confrontation that happened between an Islamic preacher and Katie Fanning speaking at Seacroft Demo in Leeds.
I don't think that wanting to ensure the future survival of my people is unacceptable or should be seen as offensive to other people. We have a right to our exclusive identity, our home, history, heritage, culture, and to exist as a people. Nobody has the right to take that from us. The people who are trying to take that from us are the extremists, in my opinion.
And I don't think that feels at all like exclusive or kind of contradictory with this lovely man could make a home here, because he's a gift to
the Picts and the Romans and the Saxons.
How do we explain to 1 million white children that have been raped in racially and religiously motivated crimes by people of his community? How is my community supposed to reconcile the fact that they opened up their doors, gave refuge to people that said, please let us come here for a better life, and then what do? Rape, rob, extort, terrorise and kill our people, and you expect us not to be angry about it?
British people opened their doors in good faith, offering safety and opportunity, only to watch parts of their community face targeted rape, robbery, extortion and violence. Wanting your own children safe and your culture preserved is basic human instinct. Yet somehow, stating this obvious truth gets you labelled extreme, while the real victims are ignored. I'm done pretending mass grooming of white girls by organised networks from specific communities is just random crime. It's patterned, it's documented, and the refusal to name it honestly makes the anger completely justified.
Yes, I recognise none of that in this lovely man, and in most.
But it is coming from his community against mine, and it's racially and religiously motivated by foreign peoples that have come into our country from our gratitude and kindness.
Rape, though, is not an exclusively Asian thing. There are white folks who.
Yes, there are white men that rape. Yeah. There are rapists of all things. The difference is that this is a racially and religiously motivated act of genocide that is targeted against our people to cause our people's harm. In the Genocide Convention, it specifically states B means causing physical and mental harm to members of a specific group. So you're not going to argue with me that gang raping children is not going to cause them.
The double standard boils my blood. If any other group suffered this scale of racially motivated abuse, the media and authorities would never stop talking about it. But when it's native British kids, suddenly it's far right to even mention it. Keep watching, because her seemingly calm delivery is about to turn into something much sharper, and the response that follows reveals everything.
Mental harm. And the difference is there's been 1 million white children, 1 million white kids in the last few decades that have been raped by Muslim Pakistani men. It is targeted, and our community have a right to be angry. If it was any other country and any other peoples, they'd be burning down the homes and trimming you out the country. But because white people are so tolerant, so far all we've done is demos, but that will come to an end, and I assure you. And we don't involve ourselves in gratuitous violence and terrorism. We're white people. We desolate continents, we wipe out civilizations and we start world wars. So far we've been tolerant, but you wait until that tolerance is gone. When the Anglo-Saxon no longer wishes to tolerate the rape, robbing and extortion and theft of our identity. What's going to happen
from Germany then? Or from Britain? Because they were originally Jukes and Saxons were Angles from Germany.
The Anglo-Saxons are a mix of the Celts and the Saxons, all northern Western European white race people. We have no genetic difference in our composition. Europeans are all one brotherhood. Before that, there wasn't any black, browns or Asians or anything else living in Britain. In fact, in the 1950s, it was less than 0.3% in Britain were foreign.
Syria, so what was Europe then? But even the definition,
Repeat that.
even the concept of Europe, Europa, Europea, was different 1,000 years ago. The Romans included Northern Africa, they included parts of Syria. So there's been a heritage of change. The terms you're using, what is Europe, what is Britain, all this has constantly changed. And people, human
Britain's
beings
not
have been
changed
moving.
at all. Britain has been known as Britain and Great
How do we
Britain
have
since the
Oriental
Romans,
people?
right?
Bretons.
Okay, we could say the same, right? So your home doesn't exist. It's been populated by lots of people. There's no
Tolerance has real limits. White Britons have shown remarkable restraint, despite losing daughters to horrific crimes and watching their identity eroded in their own homeland. Most other peoples would have reacted far more forcefully by now. The idea that endless openness must continue even as gratitude turns into predation is pure madness. Europeans built something valuable here, a high-trust society with rule of law and opportunity. Importing groups that treat that generosity as weakness destroys the very thing that made Britain worth coming to. What happens next is where the preacher tries to rewrite history and identity, and she doesn't let him get away with it for a second.
or Pakistanis, and it would be perfectly fine if we were to wipe you out. Let's take your lands, let's take your identity, let's rewrite your history so that you're not part of it and make you not exist. You know why? Because nations and people are so interchangeable that it doesn't matter if we genocide an entire peoples, because we're all the same, right?
Katie Fannin, Bubba Kate versus the state.
Even up here, you want your own law. They're trying to get Sharia law in London, saying that they can't be
I will let
prostitutes
one of
on
my
the street
colleagues
or they get
continue. It
beheaded,
was
they
lovely to
can't be
speak
gay.
with you.
Fantastic.
And I am welcome to conversation.
What was you trying to get across there?
Well, when people think that we're being extreme or unacceptable, if what's happening to us was applied to any other peoples in the world, it would be seen as a crime against humanity.
Absolutely.
Yet when our identity is stolen, when our children are raped, when terrorist attacks are happening against us and we protest, they call us the far right. Could you imagine if 1 million black girls had been raped in racially motivated offences by white men? That would be all over the news. We'd never hear the end of it. But 1 million white kids can be raped, and we're told, if you talk about it, you're far right. They are coming over to our country and claiming what is ours, and what is exclusively ours, and then blaming us 300 years ago. Oh, well, you came into our countries. We came into their countries when they were underdeveloped. We raised their life expectancy and their standard of living. They come here to parasite off what is already a developed nation, and because of their hatred for us.
It is hatred.
And that's the difference.
It is hatred.
And
The attempts to erase native identity by claiming everyone's mixed anyway, or borders always changed, are tired deflections. Britain had a clear ethnic and cultural core long before recent mass immigration. Twisting history to justify replacement doesn't make it moral. Applying the same logic back, that it would be fine to wipe out any group because we're all the same, instantly exposes how hollow the argument really is. Nations and peoples aren't interchangeable commodities. Likewise, destroying a people's continuity is a profound loss, not progress.
defending our own people, saying that we have a right to exist, we have a right to a homeland, we have a right to our own history, heritage, culture. Suddenly we're the bad guys, but yet they advocate this all for themselves. So that's why I'm saying you can't say that we're being unreasonable when what you're advocating for your own people, you're saying we can't. So that's what I was trying to put across to that gentleman.
Fantastic. No, how do you think it went today?
I think it went quite well, considering that the weather was predicted to be very
Absolutely.
stormy and wet. I wasn't
Absolutely.
expecting a very good turn.
Notice the British man next to him. He had a collar on, typical of a Christian preacher, but smiling the whole time shamelessly. The sheer hypocrisy of Muslims demanding endless rights for their own identity while denying it to Europeans is glaring. One side can talk about their homeland and heritage freely. The other gets called far right for wanting the exact same thing. Her next point drives the knife even deeper into the double standards, and you can see the discomfort building.
Turnout. But there was a lot of the local community that we've spoken to today that were very pleased that we're here, and they do agree with everything that we've said. And from here, there's going to be political meetings that are going to take place on a regular basis.
Good.
I do think that it's going to be a very positive outcome from today. I don't think that demonstrations on their own actually achieve anything, but if you can collectivise people from this and get them politically motivated, I think that's a big start for our people.
Has it got to be done on a local level as well?
I think so. At the moment, I'd like to see a lot of independent local candidates standing, and then if a political party comes about that they can all align with, then they can all walk the floor to it, can't they?
Can we get back?
If the roles were reversed, and 1 million black or Muslim girls are being systematically raped by white gangs in racially motivated attacks, the global outrage would never end. Yet when it's British girls, what we get is either silence or deflection. That selective blindness is betrayal by our own institutions. The conversation completely changes to real strategy, and what she says about the path forward should give everyone watching real hope.
Into their system, though, we can. There is hope. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
You saw what UKIP did. It didn't manage to actually get many elected MPs, but they brought about a referendum by stealing enough votes off the main political parties.
Yeah.
The Tories got so worried that they brought about a referendum, and then we won, despite the fact that the government poured millions into trying to campaign against it. And a similar thing will happen here. The government can pour money and resources into trying to stop us. They won't succeed. We're going to win, eventually. And it's people from these local communities that are going to bolster that. Without them, we won't be able to succeed. But they are aware of what's happening, and the fear is dissipating somewhat. I believe we'll be able to send independent candidates in most of the places that we've had demos now. So.
Excellent. It is fear that's stopping people coming out, isn't it?
Less fearful now.
Less fearful. No, brilliant. Excellent. Brilliant. Well done, Kate.
Thank you.
That street confrontation leaves you fired up. British people have taken enough, watching their kids get hurt and their country change against their will. That same fighting spirit carries straight into Speaker's Corner, where things get even hotter.
You hear fancy stories. What do you hear?
He's explaining what this is about.
Is the word Romans there?
Yeah.
Is the Roman?
It's a famous story. You're just reading it without knowing the context of it.
I know the context. I've read
You don't know the context of
My
it.
dear
You
friend,
don't know the real
you didn't
story
even know
behind
you had to ask him. Now you're teaching me right now. Masjid al-Haram. I'll ask him. You perhaps know. Who owned? He doesn't know English. Who owned Masjid? Your mullah doesn't exist, sir. Forget about your Allah owning anything. Your mullah, Islamic Mickey Mouse mullah, doesn't exist. Why is he angry?
You're a coward.
How can mullah own anything here if he never showed up
You're
here?
insulting my religion. When I talked back, you said no.
Is that insult?
Yes, you're insulting our religion.
Oh, because I spoke back, it's insult?
No. You're saying Mickey Mouse. You're saying that it's family.
Well, has Islamic Mickey Mouse Allah spoken to anyone?
Allah spoke to one.
Is there any evidence for him speaking to anyone?
Well, you don't know the whole.
This fellow says he owned Masjid al-Haram. Can you believe this nonsense?
Yes.
If I told you, hey, look, this gentleman, I own him. Masjid al-Haram. How many of you are brave Muslims? You speak English, sir? No. You are not a Muslim, sir. You are a Muslim, sir. Please come here, sir. Please, we need some help. You are a Muslim, sir. Please help us. No. They may have read. You seem not to have read the Quran. You have not read the Quran, yeah?
She read it.
You haven't read the Quran. I ask. Now to you, my dear friend. Who owned Masjid al-Haram? Are you terrified? Yeah.
You're disrespectful. You're spreading hate.
I am spreading hate? How did I exactly spread it?
You're quoting the Quran and you're saying Mickey Mouse.
You're pushing my mic right now. Yes. Yeah, you are spreading it. You are the only one who is hateful right now in this interaction. This is the level of gaslighting. I am politely speaking to him.
You'll see how the argument blows up fast. A rule refuses to stay quiet or polite, calling out the disrespect and aggression right to their faces. Honestly, his honesty is brutal. Too many people dodge the truth because they're scared of offending someone. But when one side keeps pushing and invading space, staying silent means weakness. Britain has always allowed open conversations. Now that freedom is being attacked by people who can't handle criticism. Things get even more personal in a moment, and the way they react shows exactly what we're dealing with.
He slaps my microphone away and then he says, I am spreading hate. Can you imagine the level? It wasn't on your face, sir. No, don't. If you're terrified, please cover your face also and move away. Don't. I am an idiot. This is the respect you have for me. Where are you from? Are you visiting the UK?
It doesn't matter where I'm from.
No, it does matter because in the UK we have a basic level of quality. Are you from the UK?
From the UK.
Well, I have a level of quality because I am a Christian. Don't be. He is advising you to stay away. Please stay away from the camera. Thank you very much. Now, how many Muslims can answer my simple question? If you know English, please step forward and answer my simple question. Who owned Masjid al-Haram at the time of the origin of Islam? Who owned it? I understand this is your delusion, but in terms of evidence, who owned Masjid al-Haram?
You're just standing here saying that we're delusional.
Look at the delusion. Masjid al-Haram.
You're just standing here saying that you're
Please,
delusional.
yeah, sure. Don't insult me. Please,
You're insulting
don't.
our religion.
Yeah, I didn't.
You're just sitting
Right now,
here
let me
speaking
speak.
nonsense.
Sure.
Wallahi, you're speaking
Don't insult me.
I'm not insulting you. You're insulting our whole
Thank-
religion.
sure.
You insulted
Thank you.
all of us here.
Hey! Wow! Is that gentleman related to you? Did I touch you? Did I even come near you? Did I even come near you? Did I even come near you? No, my dear friend. Did I even come near you?
You're coming near all of us.
Did I come near you? Did I come in a way to touch you? Why are these guys always? Why? Look at these. Hey, look at these sex. Look at these sex maniacs. Look at these sex maniacs. The moment.
A rule stands strong as the tension rises. He points out how certain attitudes toward women and free speech don't fit British life. This bothers me a lot. You can't move to someone else's country and then demand they change their ways to suit your sensitivities. Real integration means accepting local rules and freedoms, not trying to shut them down. Native British people have every right to defend their public spaces and their values.
Lady speaks to a gentleman, to the sex maniac Muslims, all that comes to their mind is Rotherham stuff. That's what comes to their mind all the time. A Muslim man or Muslim woman speaks to a Christian man, in their mind already it is clear, sex. That's the best. Why? Because you can spell Islam in a few different ways. One way you can spell Islam is through two words. Sex, S-E-X, cult. That's one way of spelling it. And so anytime I speak to a lady, that guy clearly has some bad ideas about this lady. Clearly. And he is thinking everyone else is like him. Look at him. Look at him. He is thinking everyone else is like him. I am a Christian, sir. I am not a Muslim. If you have bad ideas, don't come near me. Don't come. You've touched me. You have touched me.
Don't push me.
You have come into me. You have touched me. Don't come into my personal space.
Do not fucking push me.
Don't come into my personal space. You come into my personal space. Don't come into my personal space. You 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 come into my personal space.
You can never be a brave man, you know? I swear you can never be.
We're talking, we're not
You can never be a brave man, you know? If you would like to
Look at the Muslims here. They have no sensible response to intelligent points I am trying to make. All that they have in mind is their sexual maniac business, including this gentleman.
Where did you get that from?
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Where did you get that from?
Get what from?
The clash turns ugly with personal space being ignored and loud accusations flying. A rule names the behaviour for what it is: rude, controlling, and out of place. We're sick of watching locals walk on eggshells. When certain groups bring more aggression and less respect for others, we should say it plainly instead of making excuses. Speaker's Corner is supposed to be about truth, not protecting fragile feelings.
Are you a Muslim, sir?
Yes, I am.
Okay. If you could maintain a bit of distance, please come here. Let's have a conversation. Please come here, sir. If you want to have a conversation, please come here.
So I'm not going to let you man touch him. That's the way.
Very simple.
No, you won't. You won't. I dare you to try then.
See what I'm saying?
Are you going to do it? I didn't think so. There you go. So let's keep it like that then. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Have a conversation.
This is Speaker's Corner. My dear Muslim friends, not Al-Qaeda's planning place. And so please calm down. When you get back home, you can get back to all your planning. While you are at Speaker's Corner, try to engage in a sensible manner. When you get home, have your Al-Qaeda ideas. But at Speaker's Corner, engage. Now the gentleman tried to ask, and let me tell you this very simply. Islam is a violent religion. This conclusion must be as clear as daylight to anyone who understands basic English and who can pick up the Quran to read.
Yeah, brother,
I believe in freedom of speech.
yeah, so
Freedom of speech, I believe in.
this is good,
Yeah,
yeah?
what about me? Yeah.
Do you believe in everything he's saying, yeah? And the way he's speaking and how he speaks to people?
I haven't read the whole Quran, but if he's reading the Quran, I believe that's coming from the Quran.
Where in the Quran saying that? Where?
Now, here,
Are you defending a man that...
No, brother, if 6 Christians circled you, I would defend you. No, it's about defending the person that's
Brother,
that's
it's not
getting
allowing
questioned by
anyone to
6
talk.
people.
So what do you defend him for? We would like to have a conversation.
If he was a rapist.
Ulul makes his position very clear. Islam, as written in its own books, leads to violence and control that simply does not belong in the West. Anyone who reads it honestly can see the problem. The one-way tolerance we've accepted for years is breaking Britain. People did not invite this kind of change. The growing anger is not hate, it is a natural reaction to what is happening on the streets.
He's not a rapist, he's a rule, bro.
this is part of the problem we have in the UK. Muslims show up, they don't even know what criminality is and what is sensible critique is. They don't even know the difference. When they have pedophilia, sex slavery gangs across the UK, they excuse that. They don't see that as a crime. Why? Because it is Muslim Ummah, Habibis who do these things. But when a speaker's corner person speaks here, they get offended. Why? Because critiquing is criminal in Islam. Sexually ravishing young girl children is acceptable. Music is criminal in Islam, but doing terrible things to non-Muslims and chopping their heads off is perfectly acceptable. And this level of confusion is here in the UK. What have we imported, my dear friends?
I like how he connects the heated moment to bigger problems like crime, failed integration, and imported attitudes that don't mix with British life. The other side's discomfort says everything. What do you make of these confrontations? Should Muslims still be given a chance? What about the asylum program that they have continually abused? Should it be abolished or not? Kindly share your thoughts in the comments.